The Secret Misses. Chapter 8:21. After Theo entered, everyone became more reserved. It suddenly became quiet, like an office meeting. Yet, the culprit Theo did not realize it at all. He just sat there on his own accord, while holding his girlfriend's hand, admiring her angry face and relaxing. "Hey, don't let it stop, we should continue." After the crisis was solved, Cleo quickly continued the game. As long as his brother was here, nothing bad would happen to Luna, so now he could go all out. Following Cleo's lead, everyone relaxed. As they continued, Liam came back and sat down beside Emma, but he occasionally looked over at Luna's direction. The girl seemed to be afraid of Theo. She sat there quietly and cautiously, her cheeks red from the wine she drank just now, but it also seemed like she was shy from the kiss. Seeing this image of Luna broke Liam's heart. Ever since Luna had returned, she had changed. He had forgotten when was the last time he saw Luna show this obedient side of her. Back then, when Luna was still a little girl, she would blush every time she saw him, not even daring to look him in the eye when talking to him. But 5 years later, he now saw the Luna that he used to know, but her gaze was not for him, it was for another man. Could she be with Theo? Ha ha ha, Senior Adam, it's your turn again. Truth or dare? Adam was not in a good mood right now, so he just splurted out, "Dare." "I like your attitude, Senior Adam." "Alright, then. Please strip off your top and do 10 sets of push-ups on the ace of clubs." Oh. Everyone was excited. Push-ups, ha ha ha. A few people threw over some suggestive looks. Oh, the ace of clubs. Who's the ace of clubs? How lucky. Could it be a guy? Ha ha ha. Luna's expression darkened. Damn it, she had drawn the ace of clubs. What now? Luna stared at the devil. Realizing the girl's stare, he looked over and saw Luna's ace of clubs. Who's having the ace of clubs? Everyone was urging, but just as Luna was about to raise her hand, her card disappeared. In the next moment, her card changed into 8 of diamonds. Someone laughed. No wonder the ace of clubs isn't talking. It is you, second master. Cleo stared at his brother with bitterness. How could you? Well, he was the one who suggested to play this game anyway. Cleo looked at Adam with determination. Come at me. Everyone laughed. Adam sat just beside Cleo. He had already seen that he was not holding the ace of clubs, but it was his card now. It was obvious that who had the card earlier. Adam forfeited his dare and drank 3 glasses of alcohol. The crowd was disappointed. There was nothing to look forward to now. Chapter 8:22. Sometime later, Luna was picked again. Truth or dare? Luna hesitated. Truth. That person was expecting Luna to call for truth, so after taking a peek at Theo, the person said, "So, when Mr. Goldberg kissed you earlier, how did you feel?" Luna was speechless. She had no idea that picking truth was much more dangerous than picking dare. After the question was asked, all the girls in the room were excited. They were all very interested in Luna's answer. When Theo kissed Luna, they were all jealous. Especially the girl who had come up with the dare rule. She deeply regretted that she created such a perfect chance for another woman. Everyone's eyes stayed on Luna. Theo had a glass of wine in his hand, and although he was not looking at anyone, he was focused on Luna as well. After a long silence, Luna tried her best to reply, "To be honest, it was too sudden, I did not really feel anything." "What was that?" "You have to tell the truth." "That's right. Did you really not feel anything?" "It's not that I didn't feel anything. But it was too sudden. I'm telling the truth." Luna explained herself. The crowd let her off this round. She thought that she had avoided the worst this time, then she felt an itchy feeling on her hand. Theo was scratching her palm with his finger. Luna glared at him again. "What is it this time?" Theo stayed silent and just looked at her in the eyes. Then, it was Emma who was picked next. Emma, truth or dare? Sophia asked. Dare, Emma replied. Because it was Sophia as the person behind the dare, she knew that Sophia would not make her do anything too embarrassing. I want you to sing a song with the Kings of Spade. This was a pretty normal dare, nothing noticeable, but the Kings of Spade was Theo. Cleo was prepared for his brother's swapping trick again, but Sophia saw his card and announced, "Oh, the Kings of Spade is Mr. Theo." Everyone had a sense of admiration in their eyes. How great if we get to listen to Mr. Theo sing. It was just singing a song, plus they were just playing a game, so Liam should not have any problems with it. This could be the best chance for her to get closer to Theo. Emma smiled and stood up as she looked at Theo. Mr. Theo, you can pick the song. Emma was relieved that she was pretty good at singing. Everyone thought that Theo would agree since he had even kissed Luna just now, so there was no reason to decline singing. Sophia handed over the mic to him. Theo did not even raise his hand. He just mumbled a few words, "I don't know how to." Sophia's smile froze, and the prepared Emma stood there awkwardly as well. How was it possible to not know how to sing? Could it be that he did not want to lower his status by singing with a celebrity like Emma? In that instance, that thought occurred to almost everyone. Chapter 8:23. Emma did not expect for Theo to kiss Luna, a new and nameless actress, and declined singing a song with her. Sophia felt like she had done something right for once at first, but Theo's reply made her take a few steps back. Well, then, I'll take the punishment. Emma went to get her glasses. She still had a small ray of hope that Theo would change his mind, but he just sat there quietly without any change in expression. Emma can't handle alcohol well, I'll help her. Liam stood up and took the glass from Emma, drinking all 3 glasses for her. The atmosphere softened a little and Emma felt less awkward as well. After all, with Theo's identity, it was normal for him to decline. Theo silently stared at Liam coldly. Cleo understood Theo well and he could tell what he wanted to do in one glance. He had a plan. Obviously, his brother was jealous of Liam's past relationship with Luna, and he wanted to avenge her. After a few rounds, Cleo was it, so he looked at his brother. Bro, truth or dare? Theo stared at him. Dare. Cleo's eyes shone. How cooperative. Could he know about his plan already? Everyone looked at them interestingly. Cleo was a playful person. Who knew what plans he had for his brother? But would he be daring enough to fool Theo? Cleo smilingly looked at Theo. Bro, my request is simple, you'll be singing a song with someone. You can pick anyone you want. Everyone felt that his request was weird. Theo already said that he did not know how to sing and was unwilling to sing, yet Cleo now wanted him to sing with someone else. Was he deliberately trying to make him lose? But it was not the end. Cleo continued, and I'll be choosing the song. Heh, I want you and another person to sing Swirl. Everyone went silent. Adam was annoyed. Swirl, huh? He felt that his second uncle had lost all his principles. Luna dared not to look at them. Actually, this song was just a little ambiguous. It was nothing much to her, but if it was with Theo. No way. No. No more thinking about it. She almost could not stand just imagining Theo sing this song. Everyone remembered the lyrics of Swirl, realizing Second Master was being very playful. He was trying to make Theo sing something so suggestive with someone. Most importantly, it would be really weird to sing with another guy, so he would only pick a girl, wouldn't he? Chapter 8:24. Theo refused to sing a normal song with Emma just now, so logically, he would not agree this time. Everyone did not take them seriously. Speaking of which, the 2 brothers really seemed to have such a good relationship, to the point that Cleo would pull this on his brother. Cleo quickly selected the song, Swirl, and urged Theo, quick. Drink it if you don't want to sing. 3 of it, no lesser. The intro to the song had already started. Theo stood up and went towards the table. It seemed like he was ready to take the alcohol. However, Theo avoided the glasses and picked up the microphones. Wow! What was Theo trying to do? Everyone was surprised as Theo gently put the other mic into Luna's hands. Luna was confused. What just happened? What did he mean by this? Had the devil gone crazy? He was really going to sing. And he picked her? The crowd almost went crazy as well. Luna. What did Theo mean by this? He was going to sing, and he chose Luna to sing with him? Everyone's jaws dropped. Then Theo casually leaned back on the sofa, raised his mic and started singing, "Following your designs, those curves, I spun round and round, everything in the world spun around me. Be with me, I'll stay for you." A cello-like voice spread through the whole room. Wow! Is this Mr. Lou's voice? My ears are getting pregnant. This is way too good. Did they forgot to mute the artist's voice? Nope. It's really Mr. Theo. Oh my gosh, Mr. Theo's voice is so sexy. I'm passing out. Oh my god. Didn't he say he doesn't know how to sing? This is too good. I thought with his cold personality, he would be bad at singing. But I'm proven wrong now. The female part came in soon. Luna missed a few beats as she was confused. She then quickly followed up, crossing through logic, surpassing nature, hiding from God to be with you. Even if I'm just left with pieces, I'll still love you to the end of the world. If you shattered, I would not want to be whole again. Sink into my deepest part. The crowd was screaming as Luna sang. Luna looked calm but her cheeks were burning. What was this, sink into my deepest part? The lyrics of this song were so shameless. Damn that Cleo. If one did not think too much into it, the lyrics meant nothing much, but no one present here was pure at heart, not after so many drinks. Then came the duet. Theo and Luna sang together, "Come and hug me, let's form a swirl, our kiss will cause huge waves." Luna sang, "Drowning you with the whole world." Theo joined in, "I love you as much." Chapter 8:25. The lyrics of this song were so suggestive. Luna was a little defensive against the song at first, but after some time, along with the effect of alcohol and Theo's gentle gaze, she became more relaxed and sang even better. No one in the room could deny that the aura of love they were emitting was powerful. What was more shocking was that their collaboration was amazing. While they did not interact with each other, not even make long eye contact, their singing and the feelings between them was as if they were a couple in love. Theo had such a cold aura, but now he looked like he had descended on earth from the heaven. Theo and Luna sang together, "Come and hug me, kiss me starting from my toe, our souls are slowly falling." Theo sang, "Love is consuming me." Luna continued, "Like a web over the sky." He added, "Without caring about the consequences." Luna sang along, "This disaster." Finally, they finished the song. The crowd was impressed. Cleo was the first one to cheer for them. "I've finally heard you sing." Even though he already knew that his brother's voice was that sexy when singing, he was thoroughly impressed by him once again. Adam was stunned. It was his first time hearing Theo sing, and he did not expect that Theo would really sing a romantic duet with Luna in front of everyone. The crowd started cheering and clapping as well. "Oh my God. Mr. Theo. Your singing was heavenly. How humble of you to say that you didn't know how. You're invincible. I should just retire myself." Luna sang really amazingly as well. So, she isn't just good at acting, her singing is superb too. Both of them collaborated so well. I'm feeling in love. I feel like Mr. Theo is showing some extra love to our Luna tonight. Emma felt like those praises for Theo and Luna were like slaps on her face. Not only could Theo sing, he even sang so well. Yet, he rejected her, then sang a love song with Luna. He had just trampled her pride. Liam's expression was sour because his girlfriend had just been humiliated, but he could not do anything about it. Theo just did not want to sing with her, so what else could he do? But he was not focusing on Emma, no. The image of Luna singing with Theo just now was imprinted in his mind. Weren't they just boss and employee? They seemed as if they were a couple in love. Sophia comforted, "Don't be so sad, Emma. Glory World Entertainment is a company under Goldberg Corporation, and Luna is one of them, so Theo would, of course, be on her side in public." Emma glared at her venomously. Had she not made such a request, Emma would not have been humiliated. How useless. Emma was already frustrated, but she had to maintain her usual expression. The moment she saw Liam staring blankly at Luna's direction, the fire of jealousy started burning in her heart, nearly exploding. Chapter 8:25. The lyrics of this song were so suggestive. Luna was a little defensive against the song at first, but after some time, along with the effect of alcohol and Theo's gentle gaze, she became more relaxed and sang even better. No one in the room could deny that the aura of love they were emitting was powerful. What was more shocking was that their collaboration was amazing. While they did not interact with each other, not even make long eye contact, their singing and the feelings between them was as if they were a couple in love. Theo had such a cold aura, but now he looked like he had descended on earth from the heaven. Theo and Luna sang together, "Come and hug me, kiss me starting from my toe, our souls are slowly falling." Theo sang, "Love is consuming me." Luna continued, "Like a web over the sky." He added, without caring about the consequences. Luna sang along, "This disaster." Finally, they finished the song. The crowd was impressed. Cleo was the first one to cheer for them. "I've finally heard you sing." Even though he already knew that his brother's voice was that sexy when singing, he was thoroughly impressed by him once again. Adam was stunned. It was his first time hearing Theo sing, and he did not expect that Theo would really sing a romantic duet with Luna in front of everyone. The crowd started cheering and clapping as well. "Oh my God. Mr. Theo. Your singing was heavenly. How humble of you to say that you didn't know how. You're invincible. I should just retire myself." Luna sang really amazingly as well. So, she isn't just good at acting, her singing is superb too. Both of them collaborated so well. "I'm feeling in love. I feel like Mr. Theo is showing some extra love to our Luna tonight." Emma felt like those praises for Theo and Luna were like slaps on her face. Not only could Theo sing, he even sang so well. Yet, he rejected her, then sang a love song with Luna. He had just trampled her pride. Liam's expression was sour because his girlfriend had just been humiliated, but he could not do anything about it. Theo just did not want to sing with her, so what else could he do? But he was not focusing on Emma, no. The image of Luna singing with Theo just now was imprinted in his mind. Weren't they just boss and employee? They seemed as if they were a couple in love. Sophia comforted, "Don't be so sad, Emma. Glory World Entertainment is a company under Goldberg Corporation, and Luna is one of them, so Theo would, of course, be on her side in public." Emma glared at her venomously. Had she not made such a request, Emma would not have been humiliated. How useless. Emma was already frustrated, but she had to maintain her usual expression. The moment she saw Liam staring blankly at Luna's direction, the fire of jealousy started burning in her heart, nearly exploding. Chapter 8:26. Right in the center of Beijing, in Emma's newly bought villa, Emma held a glass of wine in her hands. Upon gulping the contents down, she threw the glass to Sophia, angrily saying, "You go and tell Millie about what happened tonight." "Understood." Sophia carefully took the glass, then she said cautiously, "Actually, it was just one outing. You don't have to be so riled up. Theo was probably giving his brother some respect." Emma glared at her. "Rubbish. Of course, I know that. Or are you trying to say that Theo actually likes Luna?" Sophia kept quiet. "Get lost. I'm frustrated just by looking at you. Useless." Sophia quickly fled. Emma was too easily triggered tonight, and she did not want to get scolded again. She was scolded when she did nothing, scolded when she did something. For some reason, nothing good had been happening to her recently. After Sophia left, Emma finished all the wine left in the bottle, then she went into the bathroom and took a warm bath. She changed into a thin nightgown. She proceeded to lie down on the big soft bed in the bedroom, and made a phone call. "Hey, Emma." The gentle voice of a man came through. "Liam. You're not asleep yet? It's late already." Liam, I'm not feeling well." "Not well? What's wrong?" "I'm not good, what should I do? I feel like dying." "Stop saying that. Where are you? Is there anyone with you?" "I'm at the villa." "Stay there, I'll be right there." After the call ended, she threw her phone on the bed and took out a neat little glass container, then she poured some essential oil on her hands and rubbed it all over herself. Soon, an engine sound stopped outside the villa, then there were running footsteps. "Emma." A soft, slender body hugged Liam the moment he opened the room to Emma's bedroom. "Liam." Emma hugged him tightly with a terrified expression on her face as if her life depended on it. "Liam, do you not love me anymore?" Liam frowned and he put her on the bed. "Why did you drink so much? Is it true? Do you not love me anymore?" Luna looked at him and asked persistently. Liam was helpless against her. "How could it be? Who would I love aside from you?" Emma looked sadly at him. "Luna, do you still love Luna?" Liam's face froze. "Nonsense. We've already talked about this. Why are you thinking about it again? Tonight, you've been looking at her, constantly." Emma's expression was full of melancholy. "Emma, you're overthinking this. I was just afraid that Luna would be taken advantage of," Liam explained. "Taken advantage of? How could she be taken advantage of when it comes to Theo?" "Liam, look at me, do you just feel guilt towards her? Is it just worry you feel, and not jealousy?" Chapter 8:27. Liam freaked out a little bit, but he kept his cool. "I'm just worried, I'm not jealous. Get some rest and stop worrying, alright? There's only you in my heart, do you not believe me?" After his affirmation, Emma wrapped her arms around his neck and went for his lips. "Liam, hold me." Liam could feel the girl's breath, her soft, slender chest rubbing against his arms, and there was a sweet, overwhelming aroma emanating off her skin. Liam's body reacted quickly. However, for some reason, he was not thinking of Emma's. The image of Luna kissing Theo played in his mind, the girl's embarrassed face coming clearly to him. He reacted even more strongly, but he did not feel motivated to act right there and then. Remembering her suggestive relationship with Theo, and her strange attitude towards him, he felt disappointed. He took Emma's arms off him and covered her with the sheets. "You need to rest, you have an event to attend tomorrow, remember?" "It's alright, I can skip it, you're all ready." Emma touched the man's bulge. Liam quickly stopped her hands. "I'm alright, go to sleep." He kissed her on the forehead, turned off the light and left. There was the sound of the engine revved up again. Emma stood up and went to the windows to watch the car leaving the villa. In a fit, she swooped everything off from her dressing table with her arms. "Luna, you witch." Liam had actually rejected her. Although his attitude was gentle as usual, this had not happened before. Especially the moment when she kissed him, his eyes did not look right. He was not thinking about her at all. That witch must have seduced Liam. She might have even contacted Liam when she was not aware. Damn it. Did she think she could get Liam back? Dream on. The Brown family and the Johnson family had almost merged together, and they collaborated on numerous big projects. Everything would be destroyed even if something small went wrong. Liam could never leave her. After he left the villa, Liam drove around aimlessly, then he realized he had arrived at Regal Riviera Hotel. He lit a cigarette and sat in the car for a while, but he could not suppress his impulse and entered. Liam hesitated in front of Luna's apartment, then he pressed the doorbell. But after a few times, there was no answer at all. Liam's eyebrows closed in. Was she asleep or did she not come back at all? At the same time, there was a black Maybach driving slowly on the road, a wild and loud voice shouting from it. The river flows to the east. The stars on the sky form the Big Dipper. Big Dipper. When you see something unfair, do something about it. Theo, who was driving, along with Cleo and Adam in the back seat, were all speechless. Chapter 8:28. Luna kept on singing while looking at Theo. Driver. Open the window. No. Not that. The window to heaven. Open it. Theo pinched the area between his eyebrows, and he pressed a button. Suddenly, the top of the car came down. Waves of wind went by, and Luna became even more wilder. You're the strongest man. The horse galloping by like a storm, passing through a wide field of grass. Cleo said, a soul of a singer has been born. Luna bro, have you ever considered being a singer? Adam could not stand it anymore. Hey. Be more careful. What if journalists took our picture? Luna sobered up a little. Driver, close it up. Close it up. Theo looked at the girl dotingly. It's all right, there are no journalists around. Luna's eyes brightened up and she went wild once again. Ah. Once every 1,000 years, waiting around, every 1,000 years. I have no regrets, who's telling me that you'll love me forever and ever? Just to listen it again, I will do anything for it. Adam looked dreadfully at her, regretting his decision to follow their car. Cleo made a raspberry, apparently, he was used to all of these. A pair of yuan yang flew by, the scenes were beautiful. Someone asked the monk, is the lady pretty? Is that lady pretty? Are they pretty? Theo answered her, very pretty. Heh. Luna finally stopped. At Platinum Palace. The moment they stopped, Cleo and Adam jumped out of the car and vanished. Theo parked the car and helped the drunk lady to get in. He assisted her to take her shoes off and brought her a hot towel. The girl kept on smiling and Theo was relieved. He caressed her face. Are you happy? Luna nodded with bright eyes. Boss, you're always saying the right thing. I've finally found a better, much better script. Grandfather's health had gotten better, her studio was on track, and her new project was starting soon as well. She forgot when was the last time she felt this happy. That dark and horrible experience felt like a memory from her past life. Theo looked her in the eye, then he closed in and kissed her. What are you doing? Why the sudden kissing? Theo smiled at her. Didn't you say it was too sudden and you were not able to feel anything back then? Ugh. Luna remembered what she had said during the game of Truth or Dare. The devil's memory was superb. How does it feel? Theo asked again. Luna blinked and put on her thinking face. I don't think I felt it clearly, what should I do? Theo laughed and kissed her again. As Luna was having fun with the devil, she heard the sound of footsteps and pushed him away, then she fell off the bed. As she expected, the little bun stood by the door rubbing his eyes. He thought he was dreaming as he saw Luna here. He then pinched his own face. Chapter 8:29. Luna's heart melted as she saw the little bun pinching himself. She held the little guy in her arms and cooed, Hey, my baby, why are you so cute? You're not dreaming. Father was meeting Mother secretly without him again. After he noticed his son's hostile stare, Theo smirked and patted his head. I'll leave her to you tonight. Turning Auntie Luna to half a mother, and then to one whole mother, the little guy had been spending a lot of time with Luna. Theo covered the both of them with the sheets. Sleep earlier, I still have some work to do. Luna frowned. This late? Theo nodded. I need to earn money for the sake of my wife and kid. Luna was speechless. Theo smiled again and kissed her on the forehead. Go to sleep, I'll be done soon. After she put the little bun to sleep, Luna was about to turn off the lights, but suddenly the phone buzzed with an incoming call. Luna pressed the button before it rang, then she walked to the balcony quietly. Hello? Luna, where are you? Why are you not home? Liam's impatient voice demanded. How do you know that I'm not home? Luna raised her eyebrows. I'm in front of your apartment, Liam replied. What's up? Luna, where are you now? Liam repeated his question. Where do you think I should be right now? Sleeping with another man? Luna gripped the coat she was wearing to pull it tightly around her and looked at the little bun who was fast asleep. She could not lose her temper even when Liam used such a questioning tone with her. Luna. Liam became serious all of a sudden. I don't mean that, I just want to remind you to protect yourself, especially against Theo. You should get away from him. Millie has an ambiguous relationship with him, and rumor has it that the Goldberg family have picked a fiancé for him. Moreover, he already has a child. As the best boyfriend in town, in order to prevent Emma misunderstanding, he had tried to avoid Luna as much as possible, but something was wrong with him tonight. He had actually gone to her apartment to wait for her, and even called her to ask her whereabouts. Luna did not really care about him anymore. Master Johnson, I have to remind you again, you're in no place to mind my business. And about Theo, I would do anything just to sleep with him for a night. It's much better than marrying someone like you. She hung up right afterwards. Liam stared at his phone and his face crumpled. What did she mean by that? That was the biggest humiliation to a man. Especially for Luna, someone who had once admired him so much before to say so. It was true that he was not as wealthy and as powerful as Theo, but he was not a nobody either, yet he could not even score a seat in her heart. Chapter 8:29. Luna's heart melted as she saw the little bun pinching himself. She held the little guy in her arms and cooed, Hey, my baby, why are you so cute? You're not dreaming. Father was meeting mother secretly without him again. After he noticed his son's hostile stare, Theo smirked and patted his head. I'll leave her to you tonight. Turning Auntie Luna to half a mother, and then to one whole mother, the little guy had been spending a lot of time with Luna. Theo covered the both of them with the sheets. Sleep earlier, I still have some work to do. Luna frowned. This late? Theo nodded. I need to earn money for the sake of my wife and kid. Luna was speechless. Theo smiled again and kissed her on the forehead. Go to sleep, I'll be done soon. After she put the little bun to sleep, Luna was about to turn off the lights, but suddenly the phone buzzed with an incoming call. Luna pressed the button before it rang, then she walked to the balcony quietly. Hello? Luna, where are you? Why are you not home? Liam's impatient voice demanded. How do you know that I'm not home? Luna raised her eyebrows. I'm in front of your apartment, Liam replied. What's up? Luna, where are you now? Liam repeated his question. Where do you think I should be right now? Sleeping with another man? Luna gripped the coat she was wearing to pull it tightly around her and looked at the little bun who was fast asleep. She could not lose her temper even when Liam used such a questioning tone with her. Luna. Liam became serious all of a sudden. I don't mean that, I just want to remind you to protect yourself, especially against Theo. You should get away from him. Suyimo has an ambiguous relationship with him, and rumor has it that the Goldberg family have picked a fiancé for him. Moreover, he already has a child. As the best boyfriend in town, in order to prevent Emma misunderstanding, he had tried to avoid Luna as much as possible, but something was wrong with him tonight. He had actually gone to her apartment to wait for her, and even called her to ask her whereabouts. Luna did not really care about him anymore. Master Johnson, I have to remind you again, you're in no place to mind my business. And about Theo, I would do anything just to sleep with him for a night. It's much better than marrying someone like you. She hung up right afterwards. Liam stared at his phone and his face crumpled. What did she mean by that? That was the biggest humiliation to a man. Especially for Luna, someone who had once admired him so much before to say so. It was true that he was not as wealthy and as powerful as Theo, but he was not a nobody either, yet he could not even score a seat in her heart. Chapter 8:31. Liam cursed silently, his expression darkening as he punched his car door. She had softened her attitude towards him before this, so why had she returned to this indifferent mean character? The fact that Luna could not be easily read and had mood swings made Liam continue to think about her, thoughts of her filling his head uncontrollably. The next morning, when she saw the maids downstairs moving things in and out, Luna was curious. "What's happening?" "Miss Luna, these are birthday presents from people," answered butler Brandon. "Birthday presents?" "Yes, it's the old master's birthday soon." No wonder. Those who had received the birthday banquet invite would definitely only be from the higher class. On the other hand, those who did not qualify being invite-dolled and wanted to kiss up to the Goldberg would obviously take the chance to swarm in with all sorts of presents. "You're awake, did you sleep well last night?" Theo walked out from his bedroom. Luna nodded, then she casually said, "Your father's birthday is coming soon." Luna pulled her hair and frowned. Would little Treasure have to be present then too? Theo knew what her concern was, so he replied, "Because little Treasure has not too healthy in the past 2 years, we did not let him attend the party. We'll see how it goes this year, but even if he attends, it would probably just be a simple appearance." Luna was assured. "You must be very busy recently." "Since I have nothing much to do this morning, let me send little Treasure to school today." Once she said that, the little bun had already appeared by her leg and looked up at her with a radiant expression. He had obviously heard about Auntie Luna offering to send him to school. After breakfast, Luna changed into a long skirt and wore a pink hair clip. She put on an especially simple and wife-like makeup, then happily sent little Treasure to school. Because he had Mother Luna accompanying him, the little bun was in a fantastic mood. On his usual cold and robotic face, a rare smile cracked, spreading cuteness to all the teachers and parents. A few teachers could not help but lament when they saw this. "I thought that Leo was autistic, but doesn't he look fine now?" "Yeah, this child seems to only be close to his mother. He's too cute when he smiles." In fact, he looks especially like his mother when he smiles. He's going to charm so many girls when he grows up. Speaking of which, why do I keep feeling like Mrs. Goldberg looks kind of familiar? Now that you've mentioned it, I think so too. She looks like a recently popular celebrity. I know who you're talking about. Is it that female warrior who's a couple with Adam and the world? I quite like her too. But they probably just look alike. If you look closely, their charisma and style is definitely not the same. After she sent the little bun off to class, Luna bumped into his teacher in the corridor. "Hey, Mrs. Goldberg." Teacher Wang quickly called to her. Luna turned around and greeted, "Teacher Wang." "Mrs. Goldberg, it's great to see you. I just wanted to have a chat with you. Do you have time now?" "I do." Luna nodded as she could not help but worry. She wondered why little Treasure's teacher would suddenly look for her. Could he be having some problems in school? Chapter 831. In the office, Teacher Wang poured Luna a cup of tea and spoke hesitantly, "Mrs. Goldberg, we have had a few tests before. I wonder if you saw Leo's results?" "Yes." Luna nodded. Teacher Wang was a little stunned at Luna's calmness, but she continued, "All his scores were 0. "Yes, I'm aware of it. The main point is that he did not make any mistakes. He simply didn't attempt the test at all and submitted blank papers for all of them. Even if he was unsure how to do, it's impossible that he didn't know all of them." Teacher Wang sighed, "I just want to know, what is the child thinking? You also know what's happening with your child. We as teachers can't communicate with him well." Luna let out a sigh of relief. So, little Treasure was not bullied at school after all. Luna chose her words carefully. "Teacher Wang, I'm grateful for your concern for our child, but please understand that his situation is special. Our purpose of sending him here is to let him interact with kids of his own age, hoping that he would be happier. We do not expect anything further than that. We don't demand that he gets good grades, so you don't have to feel pressured." Teacher Wang was unsure what to reply. It was the first time she had ever heard of a parent being indifferent about their child's grades. Most parents now were focused on their children's achievements, afraid that they might lose out from the start, and began sending them to various classes at very young age. But since the boy's mother herself had already mentioned that grades did not matter, what else could she say? In addition to Little Treasure's special condition, Teacher Wang felt she should not be prying more. All right then, I understand. I really appreciate your concern about Leo. Thank you. If it weren't for you, he wouldn't have adapted to school life this quickly. Luna acknowledged her. If she did not understand Little Treasure, she might have worried about him as well. However, she knew him for such a long time, and the little bun's extraordinary genes had surpassed her expectations countless times. His intelligence was way off the charts, and he was talented in many things as well. The only problem was his motivation. Luna felt it was humiliating to let the little bun even attempt a kindergarten-level test. Every child was unique in their own way, and they deserved their own way of learning, so why should they force an adult's pride onto them and make them get full marks in tests? You're welcome, Mrs. Goldberg, this is my job. Although Leo is an introvert, he's very cute and lovable. I hope that he'll do well. Luna's respectful attitude prompted Teacher Wang to continue providing her best for the boy. A few days later, in the evening, the banquet for Elder Goldberg's 60th birthday was about to start and the servants were busy with the preparations. Margaret wore an elegant red cheongsam. As she was giving instructions to the servants, she kept on looking outside nervously. Matthew was pacing around anxiously. Chapter 832. Finally, a black Maybach parked near the main entrance. The door opened and two people came out of the car. The father-son duo wore the same style bespoke suits in the same color to fit today's theme. Theo's tie and the little bun's bow tie were a festive bright red. As the both of them made their appearance, they attracted people's attention. The servants started greeting them. Good evening, First Master. Good evening, Little Master. When Margaret saw her son and grandson, she was relieved, going up to them with a wide smile. Oh, my baby is back. Matthew's serious face softened the moment he saw Little Treasure. Little Treasure is here. Today was a special day. It was his 60th birthday, and no matter whether it was for the public's perspective or for his own desire, he really hoped his only grandson would come. After all, Little Treasure was his only successor. Both of his sons were worrisome. One was going to live the unmarried life, while the other was not interested in either men or women. When he was feeling hopeless about the future of the Goldberg family, Little Treasure appeared as the light shining through his darkness. Moreover, the little guy was getting cuter, and performed much better than kids of his age. In fact, he was progressing even better than Theo had when he was young. Ever since the appearance of Little Treasure, Matthew felt relieved and did not bother either of his sons anymore. However, bad luck befell them due to his mistake, and then that incident happened, causing him to blame himself for it for several years. Throughout these few years, Little Treasure's condition was very unstable. A once perfectly normal kid suddenly turned into a soulless doll, and darkness enshrouded the Goldberg family like a large rock weighing on his chest, and he was unable to get it off. And now, Little Treasure had been getting better, but he was still worried. He was constantly anxious, afraid that the same thing might happen again, and that it might lead to another disaster. Matthew remembered the times when Little Treasure was sitting on his lap and smilingly calling him. His eyes misted over. Theo, you can bring Little Treasure inside first. There are a lot of people here today and he might be scared. Only bring him out later when most of the guests have arrived to greet some people. Okay. Theo nodded, understanding where his father was coming from. Oh, Little Treasure prepared a present for you. Little Treasure blinked and nodded. Matthew's worries were chased away and he smiled. Oh, really? How nice of you. I'm looking forward to it. After both of them went into the house, Margaret sighed, would be at ease if Little Treasure could recover completely and if Theo would marry Willow. Matthew nodded sagely. It's never going to be that easy. Both of them were totally charmed by that woman. Chapter 832. Finally, a black Maybach parked near the main entrance. The door opened and two people came out of the car. The father-son duo wore the same style bespoke suits in the same color to fit today's theme. Theo's tie and the little bun's bow tie were a festive bright red. As the both of them made their appearance, they attracted people's attention. The servants started greeting them. "Good evening, First Master." "Good evening, Little Master." When Margaret saw her son and grandson, she was relieved, going up to them with a wide smile. "Oh, my baby is back." Matthew's serious face softened the moment he saw Little Treasure. "Little Treasure is here." Today was a special day. It was his 60th birthday, and no matter whether it was for the public's perspective or for his own desire, he really hoped his only grandson would come. After all, Little Treasure was his only successor. Both of his sons were worrisome. One was going to live the unmarried life, while the other was not interested in either men or women. When he was feeling hopeless about the future of the Goldberg family, Little Treasure appeared as the light shining through his darkness. Moreover, the little guy was getting cuter, and performed much better than kids of his age. In fact, he was progressing even better than Theo had when he was young. Ever since the appearance of Little Treasure, Matthew felt relieved and did not bother either of his sons anymore. However, bad luck befell them due to his mistake, and then that incident happened, causing him to blame himself for it for several years. Throughout these few years, Little Treasure's condition was very unstable. A once perfectly normal kid suddenly turned into a soulless doll, and darkness enshrouded the Goldberg family like a large rock weighing on his chest, and he was unable to get it off. And now, Little Treasure had been getting better, but he was still worried. He was constantly anxious, afraid that the same thing might happen again, and that it might lead to another disaster. Matthew remembered the times when Little Treasure was sitting on his lap and smilingly calling him. His eyes misted over. "Theo, you can bring Little Treasure inside first. There are a lot of people here today and he might be scared. Only bring him out later when most of the guests have arrived to greet some people." "Okay." Theo nodded, understanding where his father was coming from. "Oh, Little Treasure prepared a present for you." Little Treasure blinked and nodded. Matthew's worries were chased away and he smiled. "Oh, really? How nice of you. I'm looking forward to it." After both of them went into the house, Margaret sighed, would be at ease if Little Treasure could recover completely and if Theo would marry Willow. Matthew nodded sagely. It's never going to be that easy. Both of them were totally charmed by that woman. Chapter 833. Night soon fell. The gates opened and the invited guests trickled in. All the guests were to pass through a metal detector, and aside from the jewelry on the ladies, all dangerous items were strictly prohibited. More and more people arrived and numerous luxury cars filled the driveway. As an event hosted by one of the most prestigious families in Imperial, journalists were preying on it, but the Goldberg family had been low profile as usual. Furthermore, the banquet was not open to the public, so no one dared to approach them. "Matthew bro, happy birthday." Thomas greeted happily. Aside from Willow, there was another teenager following after him. "Thank you, come in." "This is..." Matthew and Margaret looked at the teenager beside Thomas. He was about 13 or 14 years old, handsome and carried a slight aura of arrogance. "This is my grandson, Charlie," Thomas introduced. Margaret gushed, "Oh, Charlie. He was still so small when I last saw him, but he's all grown up now. I almost couldn't recognize him. He should be in middle school now." "Auntie Margaret, he's in his 3rd year of high school now. He skipped a few grades," Willow replied meekly. "Wow, impressive. He must be even better than his father next time." Thomas was really proud of his grandson, but he carried himself humbly. He still has a long way to go. As they entered the hall, Willow looked around, then asked, "Auntie Margaret, isn't Little Treasure around?" "Oh, Little Treasure is in the room now. I'm afraid that he might not get used to so many people around, but we'll have him come out later." Margaret sounded extra kind and loving the moment she was talked about her grandson. Willow then clung onto Margaret's arms and asked, "Auntie, I heard a little about Little Treasure's condition. I had a minor in psychology when I was studying abroad, and I've been in contact with numerous special kids. Maybe I could help and take a look at him." "Well..." Margaret was hesitant. "Things cannot remain this way." When Charlie was 5 years old, he was already following my brother to the company to attend meetings. He was not afraid at all. Willow continued. She knew the key person in the Goldberg family was neither Margaret nor Matthew. It was Theo's son, Little Treasure. He was Theo's only son, and Matthew and Margaret's only grandson. Because they only had this sole grandson, they were really concerned about this child more than anything else. Because of this, she had purposely minored in psychology and specialized in autism. When Margaret heard her suggestion, she felt uneasy for some reason. Real autism cases would see a child totally cut off from the outside world, but Little Treasure was shocking and acting more extroverted than other kids, so how could he be autistic? Even Tom mentioned that Little Treasure did not score highly on the autism spectrum. He surmised that it was more of a post-traumatic disorder. Moreover, ever since Luna had appeared, Little Treasure's condition had improved significantly. He started to smile and laugh, even talking. Chapter 834. Nevertheless, she knew that Willow was being nice, so Margaret patted her hands and thanked her. "Thank you, Willow, Little Treasure is doing well now. If there's a need, I'll surely look for you." Before Little Treasure's condition stabilized, she would not let anyone be in contact with Little Treasure easily, even if it was Willow. Willow still felt hopeful and she asked, "Is Little Treasure going to school now?" "Yes, he is." "Which school?" Willow asked again. "Glorious Kindergarten. As far as I know, it's a good school, but it is just a normal kindergarten. With Little Treasure's condition, he should go to a special needs school. I know a school specially designed for kids with autism. I've personally gone there before for a project. It's really well planned and most of the children have had positive changes after they went there. I know the principal. Do you want to have Little Treasure transferred there?" Willow probed. Although Margaret did not think Little Treasure was autistic, if there was anything that could help him progress, she would be willing to try. She was slightly tempted by Willow's persuasive tone, but she hesitated again. "Well, I need to talk to Theo about it before making a decision." Willow quickly clarified, "Of course, it's not an urgent matter, just contact me anytime you need me. I'll talk to Theo about this later and see what he thinks." "All right, thank you, Willow." Margaret was relieved. Not only did Willow not mind about Little Treasure's existence, she was so concerned about him, pleasing Margaret immensely. As they were chatting casually, a maid suddenly rushed towards them. Whispering into Margaret's ears, she said, "Madam, Little Master has gone missing." "What? What did you say?" Margaret's expression changed drastically. Willow looked over. "What happened?" A while later, Margaret, Willow, Matthew, Theo, and Cleo all appeared in the room Little Treasure was in. Matthew looked displeased. Why would he suddenly go missing? "What were you doing?" The maid looked at Margaret, then at Willow, her expression troubled. In order to avoid Matthew's anger, she replied honestly, "Actually, Little Master came out a little while ago, but when he overheard Madame Margaret's conversation with Ms. Willow, he suddenly ran away. There were too many people at that moment and I was unable to catch up, then I couldn't find him anywhere." The maid was sobbing. The Little Master was the core of the family. If anything happened to him, she would be done for. "What were you both talking about?" Matthew stared sharply at Margaret and Willow. Margaret's face went pale. Could it be? Willow's expression changed as well. "Say something." Matthew looked at Margaret anxiously. As Matthew was asking Margaret, Willow's voice sounded out from Theo's phone. "Auntie, Little Treasure's condition, I knew a little, special needs child. When Charlie was 5 years old, I knew a school designed for children with autism." As they were talking, Theo had calmly accessed the CCTV system and checked through the footages. Chapter 835. Matthew was visibly unhappy when he heard what Willow said from the CCTV footage. Little Treasure's kidnapping was a severe matter, and the Goldberg family sealed off all information from the public. Everyone knew almost nothing about it, but some people within the circle heard bits and pieces of news. In addition to Little Treasure's lack of appearance in public for 2 years, all sorts of rumors came out. Some even assumed that Little Treasure had become mentally retarded due to shock. Little Treasure might be exhibit signs of autism, but when he heard Willow call Little Treasure a special needs child, an autistic child, and even compared him to Charlie, Matthew was obviously unhappy. The atmosphere became a little awkward as the footage played. Willow frowned. My conversation with Auntie Margaret doesn't seem to have anything that might have triggered the child. Could there be any other reason? Cleo stared at her and mumbled, not triggered the child? Put yourself in his shoes. Would you be happy if you were being mentioned as sick, ill, and needed to be sent to a special needs school? Little Treasure is a perfectly normal kid. Of course, he would be sad and upset when he heard what you said. Cleo's words were exactly what Matthew and Margaret thought. Willow's expression froze. While she did not think it was her fault, she could not rebut Cleo. She apologized. I'm sorry, I did not expect this. Margaret understood that she did not do this on purpose, so she gave Willow a pat on her back. Willow, it isn't your fault, no one expected him to be there to hear what we said. Matthew was anxious. Our main priority now is to find Little Treasure. If anything happened, the consequences could be fatal. Theo, can you see where Little Treasure went in the camera footage? Margaret asked worriedly. Theo replied, he purposely avoided the security cameras. Willow was surprised when she heard Theo. How could a 5-year-old child know how to avoid security cameras? Was Theo exaggerating? It could just be a coincidence. Margaret became even more concerned. What now? There are so many guests today. Willow was thinking of making up for her mistake, so she suggested, usually, autistic. I mean children with a personality like Little Treasure lack a sense of security. They would hide in places they feel the safest, so he might be hiding in the room. Have you looked through the room? Willow asked the maid. The maid nodded. I've looked through. Are you sure? Willow asked again, in the cupboards, under the bed, everywhere? Cupboards? Under the bed? The maid shook her head and frowned. No, those places. Little Master loves to be clean, he would never go into those places. Just look for him there. With my experience, those are the places with the highest possibility. Willow exclaimed. The maid did not act immediately, she looked to Matthew and Margaret. Chapter 8:36. After getting permission, everyone in the room started looking around. After some time, they still could not find him. Willow thought about it again. Does the child have places he likes to go? The maid replied with sweat coming through her uniform. I've looked through every place that he could possibly be in. What now, Theo? Say something. Margaret looked at her eldest son in desperation. Theo stared at his phone. I've looked through the exits, he's still within the perimeter. It's all my fault, I didn't notice he was near, and said something that upset him. Margaret started blaming herself. Matthew did not give up. That means he's still somewhere around here? But, we still have to look for him. We can't just leave him alone, can we? Let him calm down, Theo said expressionlessly. Matthew was enraged. Are you serious right now? He's only 5 years old. You want him to calm down. Little Treasure is already unstable, and he's only gotten better recently. Do you want him to go back to the state he was in before? Seeing that Theo was not doing anything, Matthew suppressed his anger. Fine, you don't have to tell me. Call that woman over. That woman. As soon as she heard the keyword, Willow was on high alert. Theo looked at his father coldly. Who are you talking about? That woman. Matthew stared at his son, Luna. I wonder who she is to us, Goldberg, that she has to come here the moment you summon her? Theo said slowly. Cleo shook his head, knowing that the wife-protecting devil had just been activated. Aren't you guys dating right now? Matthew was annoyed. I see father knows about it. Theo's casual remark was intentional. They knew he already had a partner, yet they still tried to match him with other women. They called her, that woman, but when some crisis happened, then only would they remember her as Theo's girlfriend. Matthew was embarrassed as he was dissed by his own son in front of an outsider. You bastard, is this the way to talk to your own father? Why are the both of you arguing? Is this the right time to do this? Margaret pulled Matthew away, hinting him to calm down for little Treasure's sake. Margaret then looked at Theo. Theo, your father is just a little upset than usual, don't mind him. Little Treasure is our priority now. Bro, anyhow let's call sister-in-law over in case of an emergency. Cleo tried to soften the atmosphere as it was their father's birthday anyway. Margaret nodded. Theo spoke up, I'll call her and see if she's available. What did he mean by asking her availability? She should come here immediately even if she was busy. What else was more important than Little Treasure? Matthew was unhappy at Theo's attitude, but he could not say anything about it. Okay, quickly call her. Margaret said. Chapter 837. Willow was alert when she saw what had unfolded in front of her. What just happened? Judging from the situation, it seemed like that woman had quite an influence over Little Treasure. Influential enough for Margaret and Matthew to acknowledge her even though it was obvious that they did not like her. She was just a petty actress, so how could she be capable of being close to Little Treasure? Willow had already investigated. Even one of the most capable psychiatrists in the country could not do anything about Little Treasure. At the same time, in Spirit Studio, Luna dropped by the studio after attending an event. Angelo, Freya, and Ashley were working hard. After Luna greeted them, she summoned Angelo alone to her office. Boss, what's up? Luna nodded and looked at him. Tell me what you think about Director Ashley. Angelo looked hesitant. The truth? Luna laughed. Of course. All right. Angelo cleared his throat. I'll start with her personality. She's a pretty cold person, so we dare not to talk to her any more than necessary. But her abilities are top-notch. Tasks that might take us a few days to finish can be completed by her in an instant. Our efficiency has increased sharply in the few days that she's been here. In fact, we're almost done with the orders we received after Fashion Week. Luna let out a sigh of relief. Angelo hesitated again, but what? But, how do I put it? I can feel that her focus isn't here. She does not proactively do anything else here aside from what she's been assigned to, Angelo replied honestly. It was just as Luna expected. It's already a blessing to have her with us here. She had suddenly been transferred here, and to her, it was just a mission from Alice. She probably just hoped that she would commit no mistakes, and that she would not do things that were outside her job scope. Once the time was up, she would leave. All right, I got the big picture. Anyhow, Ashley's arrival has been a big help to us, so be nice to her. As for the studio, we need to improve on our own, we can't always rely on her, Luna said. Angelo replied, understood, boss. As they were talking, Luna's phone suddenly rang. It was Theo. Suddenly, her powerful aura faded and she turned gentle and sweet. Angelo instantly knew who was calling. Boss, if there's nothing else, I'll get back to work. All right then. After Angelo went out, Luna picked up her phone. Hey, boss, what's the matter? What are you doing? Theo asked her gently. I'm in the studio, just checking on the progress. If you're not very busy, could you come by the Goldberg residence? Theo asked. I'm not that busy, but why so sudden? Isn't today your father's birthday? Luna frowned and realized that something was not right. Did something happen to Little Treasure? Chapter 838. Don't worry, Little Treasure is all right. It's just that he's gone missing. I've looked through the security camera footage of the exits. He didn't leave, he's still around the perimeter, Theo replied. What? Missing? Why is he suddenly missing? I'll come over now. Fill me in on the details later. Luna acted instantly the moment she realized it was Little Treasure. Take your time, grab a taxi, don't drive on your own. Theo reminded her, apparently worried that she would drive recklessly. All right, I know. At the Goldberg residence, Cleo and Margaret were relieved when they knew Luna was coming. Charlie forced a smile, and she tried to ask casually, "So, it seems that Luna is on good terms with Little Treasure." "Yeah, our Little Treasure likes her, and usually listens to her." Margaret phrased her words carefully. She could never hide this, so she tried to mentally prepare Willow. Willow did not expect that the woman would be smarter than she looked. She had actually established a good relationship with Little Treasure this early. Willow sighed, "That's great, hopefully we'll find Little Treasure once Ms. Brown is here." Although she sounded hopeful, she knew that Luna was not here frequently and probably had not even gone through the whole of the Liu residence before. The house was so big, it was impossible for her to find Little Treasure on her own. The greater the hope, the greater the disappointment. Matthew and Margaret realized that as well, but they had no other better ideas. "We cannot just rely on an outsider. I've asked some servants to look for him discreetly. If all else fails, I'll wrap up the banquet earlier." Matthew spoke up. Willow was surprised. Although she had prepared herself for it, she did not realize how important Little Treasure was to Matthew. At the Goldberg residence, most of the guests had already arrived when Luna reached. The residence was well lit and she could hear music and the sound of chatter from outside. The security was tight, so taxis could only reach the bottom of the hill. The moment Luna alighted from the taxi, she saw Cleo already waiting there. "What happened tonight?" Cleo revved up the car engine and explained the whole ordeal to her. "This is what happened. Little Treasure is still hiding somewhere now, the poor kid." Luna squinted her eyes. "Is that Charlie really that amazing? He's been rumored to be a genius since he was little. He's already attending the 3rd year of high school at just 13 years old, and he's applying to the Imperial University next year. Of course, he's incomparable with our Little Treasure, even I'm no better, all right?" As they were talking, they arrived at the entrance of Goldberg residence. Cleo opened the door for Luna as he worriedly scratched his head. "Luna, it's going to be tricky this time. What happened in the past was mostly him locking himself up in the attic, but he's disappeared this time, and you're not that familiar with the surroundings here, but don't force yourself. If we really can't find him, Father will end the banquet earlier. There's nothing more important than Little Treasure." As Cleo was mumbling, Luna suddenly yelled. Then she bent over in surprise and held up the little guy that had rushed up to her from the dark. "Little Treasure? My baby. You almost scared Auntie Luna to death. Where have you been?" Cleo was speechless, gaping at them. "Luna bro, your fully automatic treasure-seeking ability is awesome." Chapter 839. At the same time, Theo, Matthew, and Margaret were somewhere in the garden along with Willow. There were also a few tense maids joining the search party. The butler was speaking through a walkie-talkie, giving out some instructions. "Master, we can't find Little Master anywhere." Butler Tim was sweltering heavily. Matthew's expression darkened. "Add more people to the search party. If we add more people, the guests are going to get suspicious." Butler Tim hesitated. They had told the crowd that an expensive necklace of Margaret had gone missing and that they were looking for it, but if they add more people to the search party, it would seem inappropriate. Moreover, the host family had not been present after such a long time, so the guests were probably already suspecting something happened. "Retreat," Theo said a single word to Joy after checking the time on his wrist. One said to add more people, another one said to retreat. Joy looked at the elder, then looked at First Master. Who should he listen to? Why should they retreat? We haven't found Little Treasure yet. Matthew fumed. Luna's going to be here soon, Theo replied. So what? Is she a god? We have looked through almost every inch of the place and couldn't find Little Treasure. What in the world can she do? Matthew was not convinced. Theo, Little Treasure's safety is important. Listen to Uncle Matthew. Willow tried to persuade him. Joy, what are you standing there for? Matthew urged him. As Joy was in a dilemma as to what to do, he suddenly saw a surprise in front of him. Little Master. What? Little Treasure? Where? Margaret and Matthew asked at once. That seems like Little Master. Everyone looked at the direction Joy was pointing at. They saw Cleo and Luna walking towards them, and Luna was holding a child in her arms. The little guy had Cleo's coat on him and he was holding Luna's neck tightly as he buried his face in her arms, a position that displayed extreme insecurity. Everyone was surprised with Joy. "Cleo, where did you guys find little treasure?" Margaret was excited. "We didn't even try." The moment sister-in-law appeared, little treasure showed up. Cleo explained. They were speechless. No one expected this to happen, and they all looked confused. In the end, Luna did not find little treasure had found her. No wonder Theo was so calm when Luna arrived. He was sure that little treasure would be found. Obviously, little treasure was still around, but he did not want to show himself. He would come out on his own the moment he saw the person he wanted to see, the one that he could rely on and gave him enough sense of security. Matthew and Margaret were relieved although they were unsure what attitude they should face Luna with. Luna did not care about them at all. She was just concerned about little treasure, comforting him gently. The little guy was holding his writing board tightly, seeming like he wanted to say something. "Little treasure, what's wrong?" Luna took the writing board from him. Her eyes reddened the moment she saw what was written. "Mother, I want to go home." Chapter 840. "Mother, I want to go home." Margaret cried when she saw what little treasure had written. She then realized how much damage her conversation with Willow had caused little treasure. He would not have written such helpless words if he was not this upset. They claimed to be the people that loved little treasure the most, but they could not even provide him a place to call home. Little treasure had never felt a sense of belonging here. He was at home, yet he said he wanted to go home. Willow's attention was on the word mother. She thought this woman was probably friendlier with little treasure, but he had already recognized her as his mother. She had to speed up her process. Luna did not want to face this situation at the moment and she was prepared to leave after comforting the little bun, but she changed her mind. With what had happened that day, she wanted to make sure that no one would look down on the little bun again. Even though her journey with Theo might be harsh, she hoped that even without her, the little bun could go on well. Luna suppressed her emotions and spoke to the little bun gently. "Dear baby, it's your home here, and it's grandfather's birthday today. Don't you remember we prepared a gift for grandfather?" The little bun did not give any response, he just grabbed Luna even tighter. "I'll accompany you to give the present to grandfather, okay?" Luna continued. Little treasure finally nodded. He wanted to go home, and home was wherever mother was. After comforting the little bun, Luna looked at the two elders. She spoke in a concerned tone. "Little treasure is really cold now. He's probably caught a cold from staying outside in the breeze. It'd be great if he could take a hot shower right now." Margaret hurriedly invited, "Come inside. Don't just stand in the garden." Matthew was mentally prepared for little treasure to leave with Luna, but since little treasure was going to stay now, he quickly let them in. As long as little treasure stayed here, he would even allow that woman to show her face here. The guests were already whispering in the banquet hall and shooting furtive looks, so Matthew went into the hall after confirming that little treasure's condition was stable. "I'm sorry for the wait. Thank you, everyone, for coming here for my birthday today." "You're welcome, Elder Goldberg. We're honored to be invited." The guests greeted him warmly without any odd expression on the surface, but they were all suspecting what had happened. "What do you think happened tonight?" They said Madame Goldberg's precious necklace went missing, but if it was just a necklace, would the whole host family need to disappear for so long? "It's probably the little guy again." "I guessed so too. The Goldberg family sure is unlucky, they only have this sole successor and he's retarded." The Goldberg family has probably done a lot of dirty deals before, so the karma landed on their grandchild.